Hey guys, and welcome back to another video on my channel. I hope everyone's having a fantastic day today. Today we are back with another build video, and this is actually going to be part 2 of my castle build. Part 1 is already out on YouTube if you want to watch that one before this one. I would recommend it. You don't miss too much, but basically I just did the structure and the downstairs. In this video we are going to be doing the upstairs, which is basically a bunch of bedrooms, a few bathrooms, lounge area, and a study. So a lot of really fun rooms full of personality. I'm excited about this build. This one I got a lot of inspiration and I just kind of went full force with it. So I really like the way that these rooms turned out. In case you guys aren't aware, the reason that I decided to do a castle in The Sims 4 was actually for my Sim self's birthday. She was going to age up to an adult and I didn't want to just have a normal boring birthday at home like a lot of my Sims have, so I decided to make the family take a trip to a castle for a night and to celebrate the birthday there. So it was a lot of fun to actually be able to play in this castle for a little bit, but it's not like a family lived here. Considering I get the lot type the same, a lot of uninvited guests were just wandering around the castle, which was a bit weird, but at the end of the day I just kind of went with it. It was fun having ghosts. I mean, we had a ghost play the piano, so that was a lot of fun as well. Over here, as you can see, I'm just going to be working on the study. So I wanted the study to be kind of big and grand. I at first was going to put the main desk like against a wall just to give more space, but I thought it makes more of a statement having the desk kind of like more in the room, kind of looking out the window. We got a ship that we are going to be putting on the bookshelf. We have a globe, lots of places to sit, and because it is a more old type of castle, I put in stuff like a typewriter that's behind a glass case and quills and everything just to kind of go with that look. I really liked the way the study turned out. I overlapped a few bookshelves together just so it looks like one constant row of books, and I do think it looks really cool. There's actually an opening in the ceiling where some light can come down, but I don't know if it really affects the build that much. The next room we are going to be working on is the bathroom. So this bathroom everybody has access to. It's on the 3rd floor and it's close to some of the bedrooms. So it was quite a big space for a bathroom, so I was going the extra mile, making everything grand, kind of putting in these pillars. I don't really know what to refer to them as. They're just a decorative item that I sized down a little bit, but I made it look like the curtains were hanging from it, which I thought was really cool. And there's a separate shower section as well. I do this trick where I put a sink inside of a different structure, and my main worry is that that doesn't actually work. I forgot to test it. I don't know if it's going to be obstructed, so I don't know if it's usable. Originally I did put a second sink in here so a Sim could actually use a sink, but I think I did get rid of it because it looked slightly ridiculous having 2 sinks in. At the end of the day, I do really like this style. I don't put a lot of showers into these builds. I think I put 2 showers in, and I think they're both on the same floor actually, just because I feel like when I think of an old-timey castle I get more like bathtub vibes rather than a shower, so I tried to stick with that. But I can kind of imagine that this castle has gotten somewhat modernified in like a few upcoming years or something along those lines. Considering it's a guest house, maybe someone added in some showers and that's how it ended up. The other bathroom that we are working on is an ensuite, so it's a little bit smaller, but the shower is kind of like in a separate room but still connected, which I thought looked really cool. We are going to be working on the bedroom that's connected to that, and this room I built in mind for one of my teens because it is more of a guest house, I guess I would say. I didn't want to put too much personality in rooms. I just wanted it to kind of look good, so I add in decorations like the shield and swords and everything, but I wasn't going to make it too personal. I wanted the castle to look like it has been lived in, but I didn't necessarily want the color scheme to match my Sims favorite colors. Funny enough, this bed actually completely disappeared off the face of the earth. I had to replace it, and I think it's because I use so many overlapping objects using the move objects cheat, and so when that cheat is off and you place a lot, some things just get deleted, and the bed was one of them. So I tried to fix it when I uploaded this build to the gallery, but if you don't have a bed, just put down another bed. I think you'll even see in the screenshots it's a different bed. It's the same type, it's just the sheets are a little bit different, because honestly I couldn't remember what I added in. Over here we are working on the other bedroom, and we are just about done that as well. I go for a lot of red themes when it comes to this castle, just because it feels like such a royal color, so I really liked using that. A lot of the bedspreads are red, for example, like you can see, and this part that we are working on is kind of like a walk-in closet. So you have an actual walk-in wardrobe that came with Get Together, but then there's also some like makeup stuff and like tables that you can put different stuff on. I think it turned out to be pretty nice. The next room we are working on is going to be the middle bedroom, and this is actually a larger bedroom compared to the other two, but this is meant for my twin boys to stay in. So it is a bedroom with 2 single beds in, so 2 kids or 2 teens can sleep in there if they want. I saw this pirate ship wheel that I really loved. I tried to make it fit into the study, but there just wasn't a proper place to put it, and so I decided to put it in the kids room because it was really cute, and because I wanted my kids to try and build some more skills, I put some skill objects in the room as well, even though it looks a little bit ridiculous, like a potion making set in a castle build. Doesn't really make that much sense, but I added it in anyways because I wanted my children to level up their skills, even though it was very difficult to do that. Next up, we are just going to be working on the hallway, so I put down some pictures, old-timey pictures to kind of fit in with the theme, and I think later we'll go back and put more paintings and stuff on the wall. The last proper room that we're going to be doing on this floor will be the extra sitting room. This is going to be the last living room, and it was at this point that I realized that it would be really nice to have like a grand piano in this build, but I hadn't put one in yet. So you're going to see in just a minute, but we are going to add in a grand piano in that kind of corner bit where the circle is. I think it fits in really well. We're also going to put in some candles over there just to make the atmosphere suit really well, and I think the color scheme worked as well. So now we're just kind of doing the landing in area. There was so much space here that I was just trying to fill, so I fill it with a chess table, some paintings, and a big giant rug, as well as the knight statues that I put everywhere. And although it does seem kind of bare, I needed to try and keep in mind not to overstack the lot like I do normally with other lots, so I think it ends up looking okay. Sometimes less is more, and I kind of just went with that way of thinking when it came to this build. We are about to move up to the main bedroom, which is going to be designed so that my sim self can sleep in there. Again, it was quite a large room, so I had to try and narrow down some space by adding in a few walls, getting some bumps and curves going. I tried this really cool thing where I wanted a bed with a huge headboard, but like one of those like soft spongy cushion headboards, and there just wasn't a bed like that already existed in the game. So I took a bed that basically didn't have any headboard, and I took a couch with a very large back, and I put them together, and my sims actually did sleep in it. My sims could interact with the bed perfectly. I was worried there would be an issue because I put 2 objects on one another, but there was absolutely no issues with it, which is great. I probably am going to use that in other builds as well, because now that I know it works, I think it looks really good, and it just really suited everything. We are also just going to put in some different small things to make the room really come together. I have a little chest that I put on a sized up shelf against the window. I think that looked really cool. I was looking everywhere for a perfect place to put that chest, and so I decided in the main bedroom might be a really good place to put it. I also realized that I had created a space for a bathroom, but I have forgotten to put a door by a bathroom, so I end up moving a bunch of stuff in order to clear up that space so that my sims can actually use the main bathroom. Another thing that we do in this bedroom is that we are going to add a curtain to the bed to look more royal, but I also add in a table in the middle just because there was so much leftover space and I didn't know what to do with it. So we put a table and some candles and some knickknacks just for something cool to be in the middle of the room without looking absolutely ridiculous. Over here we are now moving on to the ensuite bathroom, and I think this turned out to be really nice. I put in a bath instead of a shower because I personally prefer baths, and so if my sim husband Neville wanted to use a shower, he can always go downstairs, but I made a bath with a cute little lantern and some soaps, and I kind of decorate this room to look really cool. I was trying to recreate a toilet kind of like those old-fashioned ones that have I don't know what you call it, but like you kind of need to pull down on a string in order to flush the toilet, and it takes up a lot of space. The only thing I could somewhat recreate like that was this toilet that came with City Living, I believe, which is actually a smart toilet. So in theory, it's so much more advanced for a build like this, but it was more the style I was going for, which is why I added it in. We also just added in a small little sitting room on the landing, just to fill up that space a little bit, but it was nothing too major. The last thing we are going to be working on in this build is going to be the outdoors area. Even though I created the structure and I created the courtyard, I also just wanted to add in some greenery to the lot itself. The tricky thing is I could have either flooded the lot with trees and bushes and everything and just make it very overgrown, but the lot that I designed this build on, it's in Windenburg, and it's the Von Haunt estate lot. I basically got rid of their castle, added in my own. But because that lot is situated where it is, it has such a beautiful surroundings that I decided not to overdo it with the trees or the greenery, because there are like stacks of gardens and mazes and trees and, you know, different places you can go in that. So I thought that it would be a better idea to kind of make this layout be a bit more simple, because overall the entire just lots and surroundings look magnificent. I've always loved this lot. I do quite a few weddings on this lot, and now I'm happy that I have the castle here, because if I do want to have a wedding in the future, I can always go with a storyline where the night before a wedding everybody stays in the castle and gets ready for the wedding the next day. So I really love that. Over here we are in the screenshots, and there are quite a few of them. In the previous video I did all those screenshots of the rooms we did, but I will add them in this video as well, just so you can see how the build turned out overall. Because there are so many different rooms, you can kind of just be reminded on what we have done, and what we have done turned out to be pretty great. I love this castle. It took me months to do, so I'm really glad that I ended up with something that makes me so happy. I hope you guys also enjoyed this build. If you did, please make sure to hit that like button and subscribe so that you're notified every time I post a new video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys!